This has gone extinct. This has gone extinct. This has gone extinct.
And a sloth
has survived. You're telling me a sloth has a higher survivability rate than all these different animals?
Somebody explain it.
I'll explain it. I think this question arises in the first place because whenever we talk about evolution, one of the most famous phrases that comes up is survival of the fittest. Although this phrase is very appealing, it is very misleading, and the term that causes a lot of confusion is the use of the word fittest. When it comes to evolution, we should not use the word fittest in the same context we do in our day-to-day lives. Fittest in this case does not imply the strongest, largest, nor the fastest. Fitness in evolutionary biology is all about reproductive success, which essentially reflects how well an organism is adapted to its environment. In order to survive and reproduce, not all species are relentlessly competing against each other to become the largest, fastest, nor strongest in their respective ecosystem. Instead, each species occupies its own ecological niche, or in other words, each species has its own unique role to help them survive and reproduce in their ecosystem. Since prehistoric times, sloths have managed to occupy a variety of ecological niches. All species of sloths that exist today are arboreal, meaning they live in trees. There used to be an aquatic variant, which used to habit the shallow waters of modern-day Chile and Peru. The other famous genus was a giant ground sloth, one of the largest mammals to have ever existed, equaling the size of modern-day bull elephants. But why is it that out of the three variants, only the small arboreal sloths survived? Well, it is believed that aquatic sloths went extinct when the Isthmus of Panama joined together, causing the Pacific Ocean to become cut off from the warm waters of the Caribbean Sea. This caused the waters in the Pacific Ocean to become much colder, which killed off the seagrass. Researchers believe that the aquatic sloths went extinct either because of loss of food availability or because they were not able to cope with the cold water temperatures. As for the giant ground sloths, just like most large creatures from the Ice Age, they fell victim to human invasions. Because they were so large, they relied on strength rather than stealth and were very easy for humans to spot. Despite being one of the most powerful mammals, they had no defense against projectile weapons that were commonly used by humans for hunting large mammals. Despite being small in size, arboreal sloths are unattractive targets for humans to hunt because these sloths have special tendons in their hands, which helps them suspend in trees even when they die. So even if humans use projectile weapons to successfully kill them, they would have to climb all the way up to the canopy to get the dead sloth, which is very dangerous as one small slip could have been fatal. So humans just avoided hunting them. As for the sloth's main hunters, like jaguars, ocelots, and eagles, all of these animals detect their prey visually. And because sloths move at such a slow pace, or spend most of their time sleeping, they go completely unnoticed in most cases. To further aid their survival, sloths have developed a symbiotic relationship with algae, which sticks and grows on their fur and turns it green to help them camouflage in the canopy and make them look like masses of dry vegetation. The algae is handed over from the mother sloth to its baby. Because sloths do not move a lot, they do not need to sweat. No sweat coupled with algae on their body means that they do not give off any odor, which helps them avoid detection from predators. The reason for a sloth's slow basal metabolic rate is hidden in its diet. Arboreal sloths survive by eating leaves that no other animal was keen on eating. Because the type of leaves that they consume had low nutrient quality and were hard to digest, this made other herbivores uninterested and left the sloth with no competition for food. Sloths are well adapted to consume this hard to digest fibrous leaves in three main ways. Number one, sloths have a lot of pouches in their stomach which help them store the food as they slowly get digested. Number two, sloths have developed an intuition where they carefully select a particular leaf before approaching it for feeding. Pregnant sloths or females with young ones often feed on one of the most easily digestible leaves. And the third way is during nighttime, when some sloths will deliberately choose areas of trees that might receive the most amount of sunlight the following morning in order to warm their bellies to speed up their metabolism after a cold night. Modern-day sloths are tiny, lazy, and slow. But despite evolving in completely opposite direction from most of their giant relatives, they teach us a very important lesson about evolution, that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, but the most adaptable. If you found this video interesting and for more such nature-related content, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.